Okay, no, this is not a joke video. Anyways, jeez, that was fast. Thank you so much for 300 subscribers and over 1,000 public watch hours on my videos. It is just amazing. Anyways, I had a poll, and the 84 people who have voted for a fusion of the Mugman Does Nothing videos and a new Cuphead Does Nothing video, also known as this video, so here we are. Can you beat Cuphead? Don't deal with the devil while Cuphead is doing nothing. Let's find out. And before we get into that, I'm sorry to be that person, but 5.7% of people that are watching are subscribed. That is the worst amount that I have seen on any channel who has mentioned that. So sorry, not sorry. Anyways, let's just start.
Beow! Beow!
There will be rules, obviously. Cuphead can't do anything in all fights. This includes running, jumping, shooting, etc. If Cuphead dies and goes above the screen, I have to retry the fight. But here's the main kicker. I will not be using DLC items, unlike my first video. And it's already hard with Chalice and the Divine Relic, but without them, this challenge is going to be harder without the DLC items. I'm still allowed to use Jimmy though, because you can still use him in the main game if you haven't bought the DLC. Anyways, let's get started! Oh, and before that, I have to mention the remove player 2 rules. I am only allowed to use it 3 times per fight, and I can't respawn Cuphead if he has still gone above the screen. I still have to retry the fight. And with the rules out of the way, let's get started with the bosses I actually want to mention. Before we start, I am not going to mention some bosses because they're too easy and they're uninteresting. So, instead of mentioning those bosses, here's a little animation. Boom! 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 Pew! Pew! Boom! 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 Hildeberg was easier than I remembered for some strange reason, but the attacks are still painful to dodge. I have to get close to Cuphead. At this point, I'm so used to saying Mugman. Anyways, I'm just gonna repeat myself. I have to get close to Cuphead. There we go, that's better. To get a parry on him. And during phase 3, was it phase 3? No, it was phase 4. I have to get lucky and get the sisters one, because that one is easier to dodge than the stars. My least favorite phase is the final phase. I have to pass through the red ones and go close and away from the yellow UFOs. The stars will usually hit Cuphead, but other than that, this fight is over. Ribby and Croats took some strategy. In the second phase, Ribby is on the left side of the screen, whereas Mugman is on the left side of the screen as well. Oh, wait, crap. It isn't Mugman. Where Cuphead is. And what you do is use Whetstone on Ribby, and you have to time your parry to hit, right, Cuphead to revive him. The final phase was easy though. I just hope to get bowls because the discs will sometimes not hit Cuphead, but other than that, this fight is done. Beppy was a fair challenge. Phase 1, Beppy goes to the left side of the screen where Cuphead is, and that is not a problem because Cuphead is in full health. Phase 2 is very simple, so no need to explain. Phase 3 is pretty ridiculous. When Beppy goes to the left side of the screen while there's a roller coaster going towards you and Mugman, oh wait, it's Mugman and Cuphead. I have to get hit to save Cuphead. Other than that, it is simple. The final phase was long and the penguins still bother me, but other than that, simple fight. Out of all the bosses, I recommend Beppy the most, so enjoy that if you want to suffer. Jimmy the Great was the first boss that I had to use the remove player 2 glitch. The first phase really depends. The easiest one is the knife, so yeah. The second phase depends on Cuphead's health. If he has a few left, then it will be simple, but if Cuphead has 1 HP, then Phase 3 was pretty straightforward though. All you had to do was shoot Jimmy or whatever this thing is. Phase 4 is where my boy Cuphead comes in. And I like to call him Cuphead. I would usually spawn Mugman, another Mugman mess up, Cuphead on the bottom of the screen because of the hat that just hones in on both players, but overall it is a fair challenge. The final phase was scary. I had to bring Cuphead near Jimmy, and he has pyramid shooting lasers at you, but after surviving that, we defeat Jimmy. Not Grim again. Grim Matchstick is not fun because of the cloud platforms going to the left side of the screen, and most of the fight, Grim is on the left side of the screen. My main problem is in the final phase. Grim shoots fireballs at you while you're trying to save Cuphead, and because I do not have Chalice with me, I have to awkwardly maneuver Mugman to save Cuphead. But more than 2 hours of wasting life on one boss later, Grim will finally get what he deserved. Don't try this boss. Please, you don't want to lose your sanity. Werner Werman was a pretty challenging boss in a good way. So yet again, swap player 1 with player 2 to fix the position of Cuphead to get him away from the bottle caps in phase 2. Phase 1 has Werner sometimes going to the left side of the screen. Cuphead will take a few hits, but damage Werner to get to the second phase faster. The second phase has you saving Cuphead from bottle caps a few times, and dodging flames, and you'll go to the third phase. The third phase is not that bad, unless if the cat just puts its arm out on the left side of the screen. So, other than that, it's not really that bad. So, challenging fight done. Come on, anyone but Dr. Call! Can't look back. I have to beat him again. Phase 1 was tricky. There were so many things going on. Like the lasers, the magnet, bullet things, and more lasers. And eventually, technically, phase 1.5, the robot just shoots out nuts and bolts and arm trick things, and even more bombs. Phase 2 was more of a break. You just had to shoot Dr. Call. Sure, the bombs returned, but just save Cuphead. The final phase is the literal definition of bullet hell. Dr. Call shoots gem projectiles at both players. If that wasn't bad enough, there is a laser wall that forces you to move up and down, and I have to save, yes, Cuphead. But after 3 hours of my life wasted on this stupid robot, I have defeated him. Do not fight Dr. Call unless if you're crazy. Period. Calla Maria was a ridiculous boss. Phase 1, Calla summons a seahorse. No, literally. It's a seahorse in the sea. The horse will shoot out water, pushing both players upward on the map. And I have to distract the seahorse as long as I can, so that I can move on to phase 2. Phase 2, Calla Maria becomes a Medusa and turns both players into stone when the time is right. And the eels shoot out thunder, making it to a quote-unquote easier Dr. Cal. The final phase has Calla get amputated, and I like to be near her head so that I don't get frozen by the Medusa laser thing. So I spawn Cuphead near there and fight over. Alright, the first casino boss that I want to mention is Pip and Dot. They're a little harder without Chalice, and now I hope that I don't get hit by the spikes while saving Cuphead. But, other than that, easy fight. Mr. Chimes. I have to pay attention to the cards, and Mr. Chimes moves around the map, so you know why this is ridiculous. I like to spawn Cuphead on the bottom of the map so that I have time to save him, but after that, Mr. Chimes will finally be defeated. Do not fight Mr. Chimes, though. Just go ahead and fight Mango Steam instead. King Dice is very easy if you put Cuphead on the very left. So, long fight done. Well, here we are. It is time to defeat the devil. The first phase has the devil throwing everything. He has to destroy both players, like his dark magic, his employees, but soon enough, Cuphead will be behind a part of the foreground, so keep that in mind. The second phase, you have to remove Cuphead and go to the hole and spawn Cuphead in the middle platform. The second phase is pretty easy though. Just dodge, shoot, and save Cuphead. Yeah, you get the point. But the third phase is the hardest phase. Just do 3 things. Dodge, shoot, save Cuphead. And shoot the henchman. And just avoid the blue demon things. The final phase is scary. But after all that, we have defeated Satan with finger guns. Wow, that actually sounds pretty weird on paper. Finally, I am finished with all of the Cuphead bosses without the DLC. So, here's the answer. Can you beat Cuphead? Don't deal with the devil while Cuphead is doing nothing and without the DLC. Yes! Anyways, I am done with this whole Mugman or Cuphead doing nothing challenge, and next time I'm gonna be doing a different challenge. But anyways, have a great rest of your day. I said west. Just have a great rest of your day. Da 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 ba da